Margherita here, and we are here to show you my progress on my Pan That palette update. Number one, we have used the Too Faced Pretty Rebel for an entire month, and I am happy to show you that I have some progress. Here is my palette. And you will also see this on my Instagram, and at the end of the video I will also add pictures of the before and after. I did a viewer's choice Pan That palette video, and the majority of you chose the Too Faced Pretty Rebel palette. This is one of my all-time favorite palettes. I love this palette. I wish Too Faced still had this palette. The girly shade really drew me in because I love duochrome green eyeshadows, and there are lots of metallic shadows and some mattes. I believe there's only 2 mattes and the rest are shimmery metallic shades. And as you can see, I have been really digging into girly. I don't know if you can see the dip in there, but I have been using this a lot with the MAC Fix Plus. That is like the best adhesive for anything that's metallic, and this really makes the eyeshadows pop, and you don't need a base underneath to make the eyeshadows pop. The MAC Fix Plus makes it all happen. So I've been using Dainty on the brow bone and Charming as my crease shade. So the 3 colors that last month that I told you to focus on my goals were Dainty, Charming, and Girly. So Dainty is a matte and Charming is a matte. So Dainty, I don't know if you can see, there is progress there, but I have noticed that the mattes do take longer as opposed to like Girly and Instigator. The metallics move. It picks up more of the metallic eyeshadow as opposed to the mattes. So the matte colors, Dainty and Charming, you don't need a whole lot of product. They are a little like creamier, but on the powdery side. So I really want to focus on Totally Fetch and Dainty, because I do use Dainty every single day to set my eye primer. Charming I have been using for my crease whenever I go in with Girly. This is in the crease. And I've been using Gangsta. The only shade that I have not really touched is this one, the blue. This is Badass, and it is a sparkly blue shadow. So I don't know if I want to play around and see how I'm going to use this color, but I want to focus on Totally Fetch, and this is the color that I have on my lids. I have that mixed in with Makeup Geek Bitten in the crease, and I love it. And the ColourPop Birthday Girl is really making it like jump out at you. Like that's how it is with me. Miss Sparkles is very sparkly, but it doesn't transfer the glitters in it, so I've been using that in the crease as well. I have been using Instigator and Instigator and Charming together. This is really pretty with MAC Fix Plus. Gangsta is really pretty with MAC Fix Plus. These 2 combos if I want to go more natural. Jailbird is really pretty, but this is too cool tone, I guess. It's not as flattering as if it's like a charcoal gray, like a blackened gray. So Jailbird, so like I'm not a huge fan of it, so I have to figure out other ways to use it. But for the next month, I do want to continue using Dainty, Charming, and Totally Fetch. And then I'll just play around with some of the other shadows. But I do want to hit pan on Totally Fetch. This is in my Finish 8 by Easter. So that is the goal there. Because we're going into February, I thought that it would be perfect to use a hot pink shadow to celebrate the Valentine's Day holiday. So that is the overview of my Pan That Palette January update. 1 month has passed by and I'm ready to hit February very strong with this palette and hopefully hit pan or get more dip into these shadows. So these will take a little bit more time because they are very pigmented and there is a lot of product in these square pans. So especially the mattes, I feel like I'm going to be struggling a little bit more. But like as you can see, there is a huge dip in Girly. I have been loving this shade with Charming. I love this shade and you can definitely tell. I have been using this a lot. And Instigator is really, really pretty. And Gangsta. These 3 metallics I've bounced back and forth with. And I really like this palette. So I have figured out how much I have loved this palette and how much I've missed this palette. And I'm excited for the next month with more progress. If you are doing the Pan That Palette Challenge for 2017, let me know down below so we can support each other. And let me know what you're panning this year. I love watching panning videos, Pan That Palette. I am also doing the 100 Empties video. A whole bunch of us are trying to hit pan and use up 100 items for the year. And yeah, I love this palette. It's beautiful. And it's like a rocker, like full color. It's very intense. So I am not a natural eye type of person. I like to go all out with color, and this is a palette that really introduced me to color. So I'm really happy that I chose this for this year, and I don't want to use it up, but I do have to use it up because I don't want it to go bad. But I'm really enjoying this palette. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you in the next update. So bye.